Okay guys, so this is gonna be a sort of a different video, more like a BTD Science video, in which I'm gonna talk about the Heli Pilot, especially the, well, not especially, but exclusively only the middle path upgrades of the Heli Pilot, and specifically the underused upgrades, and those are the 040 Heli and 050 Heli Pilot. So I've already done some tests. I did some very minor research, and I'm just gonna be presenting what I found out from this. Let's call them test results, and let's just try and figure out what's happening with the tower. Okay, so first off, let's talk prices, and we're exclusively talking at this point about the 040 because those are the, and 050, those are the upgrades I'm going to be focusing on most. And so the 040 on easy is going to, wait, let me check. Okay, I went on hard mode. Okay, that's what I want. So the 040 on easy costs around 15k, so $14,790. On medium it costs $17,400, and then a 040 on hard costs $18,795. Okay, so that's only this guy, you know, a 040, but you're not actually going to be buying him like this and then microing him with your finger, I guess. What you're going to be doing is you're going to have this upgrade too. So this is a 240, right? So this adds some more cash to it. And the upgrade itself, the special operations upgrade, which is the tower that you guys probably don't even know exists in BTD6. Well, not probably, but you know, some of you might have not seen this guy and who this guy is and what he does. So let's show you guys who this guy is. Let's have the Heli to follow touch. And this is the guy from the thumbnail. Okay, so this guy is called the Marine, and he's a very strong tower. Let's just put it like that. Okay, let's go back to the prices and the actual upgrades, and we're gonna get to the Marine later. So the cost for this guy, the 250, the guy that we have, that I have bought right now, is $52,600. So it's like, it's above 50k, and when you spend 50k in BTD6, you expect, you know, something to be pretty strong, because 50k is a lot of cash. And what can you buy with 50k? Let's check it out. When you have a Glaive Lord, you can have a perma charge for 50k. You can have, well, you need to add a couple of thousand, but you're gonna get the Bloom Crush too. You know, the Moab Eliminator, the Bomb Blitz. You can have, you can have, I think, every single one of these upgrades, and then you can have every single one of these tier 5 upgrades. So 50k, that's the point that I'm trying to make. 50k is a lot of money in BTD6. And the things that 50k should bring you should be, you know, a very strong tower that can defend or do something else. That it might not be defending, but you know, you're gonna, that's the point. You're gonna spend 50k, and then you need to have those return to you and be somehow useful to you. Okay, so about the Heli Pilot and the let's just sell this guy. And I also bought the Energizer because it reduces cooldowns by 20%, which is, I'm gonna talk about this later. So let's rebuy this guy, and let's just talk about the 230, the downdraft. Okay, so I think this is a fairly used upgrade. It's not underused. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, people are actually using this, and it's a nice upgrade. I think the cost of this tower and the things that you're getting out of it are decent. You know, the downdraft is a great ability. You know, it blooms back. It already has camo detection, you know, with the IFR. I don't know, the Beer Jets upgrade is like, you know, meh, whatever. And then the quad darts and the pursuit, excellent. So the 230 Heli Pilot looks like a decent tower, right? And it is actually. It's not an underused tower. It's not like the 4th or the 5th upgrade from the middle path. You know, I'd say it's a decently used tower. Okay, so let's, and then let's upgrade this guy to 240. So here's the thing about the 240, and let me just tell you the price. It's $20,200. So we basically spent 20k on hard mode to get this guy, to get the 240. Okay, so what's the difference? The upgrade, the actual upgrade, the support Chinook upgrade, was 13k only by itself. So what did we get for this 13k? Well, we got 2 abilities. And before we go into the abilities, let me just tell you that the upgrade, you know, those 13k you spent are only going to get you abilities, nothing else. So the firepower, you know, the actual popping power of the Heli Pilot does not increase in any way. So it's basically the same as the downdraft. It can do the same things, and it can shoot the same amount of darts, and it can pop the same amount of balloons. You know, I already tested this. No firepower increase on the Heli, so you basically only get the 2 abilities for $13,000 on hard. Okay, so let's check out the abilities. So the first ability is this one, and I'm not gonna be doing this, but I'm going to explain to you guys what this ability does. And this ability basically allows you to redeploy a monkey. So whenever you place a monkey, let me just do it. I haven't done this, so I might actually. Okay, so here's the thing. You click on the monkey and then you just redeploy the guy. And the Heli is gonna go and place the tower on another spot. And that's the first thing you get for your 13k. So the question is this worth it? Do you actually see a scenario in which you play the game and this is actually useful to you? The answer is no, I think. There's only one scenario that I could actually think of in which this might be useful, and that is when you have a perma-brew alchemist, and then you just pick up the perma-brew alchemist and then place him around the track so he can buff all your monkeys. But I'm not sure how useful this is, because this guy's $86,000, only the last upgrade. So altogether it's like over 90k. So are you actually gonna be buying this, this guy to redeploy the perma-brew? It's just not something you would do every game. It doesn't seem useful at all. And if it's not this guy, moving around the perma-brews, then what is he actually doing? What's this ability actually doing? And the answer is nothing. I think it's a very useless ability. So that's what 13k got you. That's the first ability. And then the second ability is this. You click on this, and then it drops cash. And then you let it go on cooldown, and then the second time, let's just wait it out. And then the second time you click on it, it's gonna drop you lives. Okay, so that sounds nice, I guess. It sounds like a nice ability. Well, it got us 0 lives because we've hit the life cap. It's 999k, and well, since this guy drops cash and lives, we need to. And I did some testing on this, and I found out the average amount of cash and lives this guy is dropping. Okay, so let's talk lives first. The average amount of lives out of, I think, 50 plus live drops, exclusive live drops, the average amount of lives I've been getting was 61. So the highest amount of lives this guy has dropped was 75, the second highest was 73, and then the lowest amount of lives he had dropped was 51. Okay, so that I did I did 50 plus testing, 50 plus drops, and the average was around 61 lives. Okay, so here's the thing about lives. Are you gonna buy a tower that is just gonna drop you lives, and you're gonna rely on leaking lives, and then this guy is going to make up for that? Well, that doesn't sound right. Why would you spend 13,000 for the last upgrade only, so that you can get lives, instead of spending those 13,000 for a tower that's going to actually defend and stop leaks, stop you from leaking lives? It just, it doesn't seem like it's worth it, you know, dropping lives. You can just buy a better defense and you're gonna be fine, you know. And here's the thing about, I'm not sure which upgrade did, which update did this. I think it was the 6.0 update, but I'm not sure, don't quote me on this. So after 1k lives, after you've reached 1,000 lives, every drop from this guy is going to give you 4 or 5 lives. So this guy is like more than 95% less effective. Okay, so I don't think there's a life cap. It might be, I think it's like 5,000, but basically every life drop after 1,000 lives is just going to be 4 or 5 lives dropped for you, which is, you know, which is basically useless. So that's the you know, the first part of this ability is dropping lives, and I think it's fairly useless. I can't see a way that this can be useful to you. You know, you shouldn't spend 13k on something, you know, exclusively on this upgrade, the support Chinook upgrade, to give you lives. You can just spend this money in, you know, what can you buy for 13k? And I don't know, you can probably buy like, go like this, and then like this, and then like this, and I think everyone's gonna prefer to have this instead of, you know, this. I don't know. You know, you get the point. You get the point about the lives. And the second thing that this ability consists of is cash. So the first time you buy this guy, let me just show you. And you buy the support Chinook. And let's just let the ability come off cooldown. So the first time you click on the ability, it's always gonna be cash, no matter what. Okay, so it's always gonna be cash. And so, you know, the same way we did with lives, I also calculated the average amount of cash that this guy drops. So out of 50 plus cash drops, the average amount of cash I had dropped was 1.8k, or to be precise, 1,847 cash. That was the average. Okay, but there were major fluctuations in this. So the highest amount of cash I dropped was 4.8k, the second highest was 3.8k, and the lowest was 1.2k. Okay, so you know, the differences are huge, but the average was 1.8k. Okay, so this guy gives cash, and what's the way we see how efficient one tower is that produces cash is, well, especially we do this with the banana farms, is see how much time it takes to for them to repay itself, or how much time it takes for the tower to repay itself. Okay, so let's assume we're playing on hard mode and we got a 040, just like this guy right here. He costs 18.7k, 18.8k. So on average, it would take, you know, if we take the average of 1.8k cash per drop, that means that we're gonna need 10 drops for this guy to actually repay himself. Oh, that's wrong. It's not gonna be 10 drops, it's gonna be 19 drops. And here's why it's gonna be 19 drops, because the first one is gonna be cash, but the second one is gonna be lives. So the first, the third, the fifth, the seventh, and so on, you know, until the 19th drop, they're all gonna be cash drops. So you're gonna need 10 cash drops to repay, for, you know, for this guy to repay himself, with an average of 1.8k per cash drop. But here's the thing, because of these fluctuations of this number, of this cash drop number, you know, the highest amount of cash I got was 4.8k. So theoretically, I guess it's RNG, and you can basically have this guy repay himself in a shorter amount of time. Maybe if you're lucky, in like, I don't know, five cash drops or something. And yeah, the other thing that I'm not gonna go into too much detail about this, because it gets harder to calculate, but the cooldown ability is 60 seconds. So this ability right here, the cash drop and the life drop, has a 60 second cooldown. And when we use this button, the fast forward button, which is, you know, this button right here, let me just, you know, this button, what this guy does is actually sends balloons and everything on screen happens 3 times faster. So a 60-second cooldown, you know, gets 3 times shorter. Gets 3 times shorter. So if we do the maths on, you know, 19 drops for this guy to repay himself with an average of 20 seconds, you know, we're assuming we always have, you know, this button, the fast forward button on. Let's just do the math right now. Okay, so 19 drops times 20, you know, because we're going 3 times as fast, that means 380 seconds. So this is 6 minutes and 20 seconds of gameplay. Okay, so if you're playing on hard mode, this guy is gonna take 6 minutes and 20 seconds of gameplay for him to only repay for himself. And because I done some YouTube videos in the past, for some reason I thought it was a nice idea for me to do guides on easy mode and easy primary. I also did some guides on hard mode, and the average time I took to beat a map on hard mode was around 15 minutes, and that's the point that I'm trying to make. Out of those 15 minutes, 6.5 minutes are gonna be in this guy trying to repay himself, and that's just, yeah, it's just very sad. That's what I'm trying to say. It's just you're basically wasting time and you're wasting money if you have this 040 upgrade. And okay, so let's go into the Marine, and you know, these upgrades, this 13k upgrade, the support Chinook is just a very bad upgrade by itself. I think it has little to no use, and you know, this is the reason why he's underused. And let's just buy the special operations now and get the Marine and talk a little bit about him. Okay, so the way you buff the Marine is that Ninja QA actually thought of this, and they actually thought of this in the upgrade in the update 6.0. So when you place the Marine right here and you place an Alchemist next to him, the Alchemist doesn't even know the Marine's here, so he doesn't get directly buffed from the Alchemist. So what you need to do if you want to buff the Marine is you need to place the Alchemist on the place, you know, where the Heli pad is, and that way the Marine is gonna get buffed. But for some reason, even though we have a 400, it doesn't increase his AoE, his range. I don't know what that's about. And what I said earlier about, you know, Ninja QA thinking about the BTD6 update is that, from what I can tell, you know, that Alchemist nerf, the 400 and the 300 Alchemist nerf, you know, only counting for 30 and 50 of the tower's attacks, and then, you know, needing the buff to be renewed so the damage and the range is gained back. The 400 and the 300, I'm not sure they affect the Marine, and even if they do, it's just, there's no point in buffing this guy with a 400 or a 300, and let me show you why. So let's send out, I don't know, 50, let's send out 50 zeros, I guess. Wait, what? Okay, the sniper, sorry. Oops, sorry, I was spacing. So let's send out 50 zeros and show you what I'm talking about. You see his attack speed? Let's go fast forward. Let's just keep sending. So there's literally no point in buffing this guy with an Alchemist because of the 6.0 update. It just does nothing to him. But if you get a perma brew, then it's fine. Then, you know, it works the way it did before, and it actually affects him, the Marine, I mean. And I can show you this. I already tested this, but the video is getting long anyway, so I'm just not gonna do it. I plan to do it, but I'm just noticing now that, you know, I've been talking for a while now, and I still have more to talk about. And the thing is, the point that I'm trying to make is that the Alchemist works on the Marine, but if you're going to buff the Marine with an Alchemist, then you should only be doing it with a 500 or 5XX Alchemist. And also another way to buff this guy, the Marine, is with a village. So a village actually works if you place a village near him. You see, he got a range increase. So there's that. Okay, let's talk about the Marine and why this 32,000, I think, yeah, 32.4k upgrade is underused, and you know what's happening with this tower. So let's send out first round 60. You know, let's just warm him up a little bit. And I'm gonna sell the Alchemist. I'm gonna actually rebuy this guy because he's already buffed. He was already buffed, sorry. Yeah, let's wait for the ability to come off cooldown. Okay. So there he goes, and I'm just sending in around 60 right now. Let's speed things up. Okay, that was round 60. So this guy literally obliterated round 60. Like no problem at all. He wasn't even getting buffed. So that's what 32k buys you. And let's do some more tests. Let's do round 63. And you know, just show you the problem with this guy. So the thing about this guy is this. Did you see it? Did you see the problem with this guy? Yeah, it's his uptime. That's the problem with this guy. So you're gonna place this his uptime, guys. So you're gonna place this guy and then he's gonna be for a while on the field and then he's gonna disappear. And what are you gonna do then? You spent $50,000 on this guy and he just disappears. He just lets you down after a while, you know. That's the problem with this guy. It's his downtime, and that's why he's an underused tower. And I'm gonna elaborate on this even further. So this is a very powerful tower, as you can see. Let's just do one more thing. Let's just send, I don't know, like 100 Moabs. And I'm not even gonna buff this guy. I'm just gonna drop him like this. Look at what it is. This guy's crazy. Single-handedly, well, the Energizer is helping, but you can take care of it. Just drop him. He almost took down 100 Moabs. So this guy is incredibly powerful, and he pops 5 layers per shot, and he shoots incredibly fast. And overall, you know, looks like a solid tower. You know, he can pop lead balloons, he can pop camo balloons. Even though he's shooting darts, he can pop lead and camo balloons by himself. He doesn't need any upgrades or anything, any camo detection or anything. So he's a fine tower by that means. But the only problem that this guy has is his downtime and nothing else, you know. Okay, so let's just start to wrap up the video, and I'm gonna try and be faster about this because it's a very long video. And you know, I said the problem with this guy is his downtime and the fact that he actually disappears, and that you can't fully use him. And here's how things are going with this one. So the cooldown on this ability is 50 seconds, and he only lasts for 30 seconds. So that means he has a 20-second downtime, right? But when you're playing the game, you're usually playing with fast forward on, so this means everything is happening 3 times faster. Okay, so in fast forward terms, he lasts for 10 seconds, and then his cooldown is 16.6 seconds. So he has a downtime of 6.6 seconds. Okay, and that's the problem with this guy. That's actually the problem with this tower. And then let's assume you're gonna buy an Energizer. I mean, you won't buy an Energizer because the Energizer itself is 43k, and you know, just to get to him you're gonna need like over 46k. But let's assume you have an Energizer that's gonna, you know, reduce your ability cooldowns by 20%, okay? So he's gonna reduce the Marine's cooldown as well. And with fast forward on, and when we drop the Marine, he's still gonna last 10 seconds, but his cooldown is gonna get reduced. And that cooldown is gonna be reduced for 3.3 seconds. So he's gonna last 10 seconds and he's gonna be on a cooldown for 13.3 seconds. So he only has a downtime of of 3.3 seconds. Okay, so that's a lot better than, you know, without the energizer. That's the point that I'm trying to make. So if you're planning on using this guy, you should always use him with an energizer. But the thing is, do you want to use him anyways? I don't think so, because in those 3 seconds of, you know, of gameplay, you've already spent $50,000 of your cash, more than 50k of your cash, you know, just to get to this guy, and then he just bails on you, he just disappears. And on shorter maps, if he doesn't pop the balloons in those 10 seconds, you're gonna leak. Like, you're definitely leaking, and you're better off just spending those 50k on something else. You know, spending those 50k on some other defense that's gonna, you know, destroy everything, instead of pray for this guy, you know, to come back off cooldown in time, and just, you know, just be in time to get rid of the balloons. And the way that this guy can actually become useful, and they even added the power for this. So the way that this guy can actually become useful is if his cooldown is equal to his uptime. So if this guy has 100% uptime, let's say he lasts for 10 seconds, and then the ability cooldown is 10 seconds, then I can see this guy getting purchased, and I can see this guy working in you know, in normal games. But until then, I don't think so. I really don't. So how could you use this guy? Let's assume, you know, that's not gonna happen. Let's assume the cooldown and you know, the uptime are not gonna be equal. So how do we make this guy work? And maybe we can do something like this. You know, buy a pop and awe, and you know, just place this guy, and then, you know, when he disappears, just use the pop and awe ability. You know, there he goes, and then you just use the ability, and then install the balloons, and then the ability comes off cooldown again. Then you place the guy, or maybe something like this, like an absolute zero, or maybe something like this, blue storm. I don't know. I don't really know. This might be something, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure there's a way that that this guy can be made useful, and can be, how do you call it? Maybe he can make the Marine great again. How do I do this in past tense? Oh, fuck. This guy's bad. And I just gave you the reasons why he's bad. Okay, so this was a different type of video which I really enjoyed making, and if there's enough interest for these kinds of videos, I'm gonna keep doing it, because this is the first video in which I actually had a script. I actually did some research, I actually tested things out, and I had fun doing it. So let me know down in the comments, what do you guys think about the video? Did I go wrong somewhere? Because if I did, I need you guys to tell me, to correct me. And that's about it for this video. So thanks for watching, and see you guys in the next one.